from Cosy Nook, edition 4, and we miss you all at the library. We miss seeing your beautiful faces, we miss our conversations, we miss hearing your funny stories. But the library will open soon, and we shall all meet again. But till then, I hope you're all reading, I hope you're all writing, and I hope you are illustrating and thinking about books as we are. So I wanted to share with you one of my most favorite books. As you can see, this book has been read quite a bit. It is Gooseberry Park by Cynthia Ryland. And this is a story about an old professor called Professor Albert, and he has a hermit crab called Gwendolyn. He has a chocolate Labrador called Kona, and they have friends in the woods called Gooseberry Park. And in Gooseberry Park there is a squirrel called Stumpy, and she's had babies. And there is Murray, who's a very political bat. And this whole book is about the adventures they have. It's about a very, very dangerous ice storm that hits Gooseberry Park, and it's about how these animals get together and figure out how to keep Stumpy's little baby safe. So this really is one of my most favorite books ever. And I'll just read a little bit for you guys, and I'll start at chapter 3, which is called Friends. Kona had been born in the family room of a 5th grade teacher on Paradise Lane. Stumpy had been born in a sugar maple tree near the south entrance of Gooseberry Park. And Gwendolyn had been born in a palm tree on an island somewhere in the Caribbean. It was a miracle that the three had ever found each other. Of course, this was mostly Professor Albert's doing. He was a retired biology professor who loved to grow daylilies and listen to the saxophone. Professor Albert had never married. He liked living alone, and all the years he was a professor, he never minded the fact that he had no family. He was too busy teaching the cell structures of amphibians. But after he retired and found himself alone at home so much, he began to grow a little lonely. And when he started talking back to the radio, he realized he needed a pet. So he bought himself a hermit crab. She was the loveliest of all the crabs in the pet store. Her shell was creamy white with wavy brown lines flowing across it. She was quite big, twice the size of other crabs, and Professor Albert found her enchanting. So he brought her home from the store in a little paper box, named her Gwendolyn, and became her friend. Gwendolyn turned out to be a wonderful companion. Professor Albert carried her bowl from room to room in the house, depending on what needed doing. If he was in the kitchen baking banana bread, Gwendolyn was on the kitchen counter. If he was in the living room watching television, Gwendolyn was on the coffee table. If he was writing letters in the study, Gwendolyn was on the desk. Professor Albert knew that Gwendolyn liked him because she always pulled her head far up out of her shell to look at him when he talked to her. As the professor spoke, Gwendolyn's delicate antenna moved gracefully back and forth, and he knew she was listening to him carefully. So this is about Gwendolyn, and then there is, of course, Kona, the puppy. When Professor Albert was trying to figure out which one of the puppies he could take out of this big litter of puppies, the 5th grade teacher said to Professor Albert, all of them are nice, but this one likes company. He'll be glad when he's the only puppy somewhere. Professor Albert smiled. He knew all about liking company, and this little puppy was staying. He took the puppy home. He named him Kona after his favorite coffee, and there in that house Kona grew up. Of course, Gwendolyn and Kona became best friends right away. Though Professor Albert couldn't understand Gwendolyn's language, Kona could. And very quickly, Gwendolyn assumed the role of puppy training. No, Kona dear, no, you're not allowed to chew Professor Albert's slippers. Kona dear, dogs do not eat encyclopedias. No, Kona dear, you must wait until you're outside to do that. Do you want to go outside? Kona did everything Gwendolyn told him to do, and Professor Albert said to everyone that raising a puppy was the easiest thing in the world. This amused Gwendolyn very much. Do you want to know what else happens in this book? please read this book. It's called Gooseberry Park by Cynthia Ryland. We have it at both the Cosy Nook libraries. We love you guys and miss you. Bye.